There is a crisis in the black community of families without fathers. We all know about it, and we all know it has devastated our community. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 70% of black children grow up in homes without their fathers. Children who grow up without fathers are more likely to act out, use drugs, quit school, become pregnant, and also go to jail. It is a tragedy that must be stopped. For the next 2 weeks on Washington Watch, we will be exploring what it means to be an authentic father in the 21st century. We travel to Bishop T.D. Jake's megachurch in Dallas to meet men and women, fathers, mothers, children, and pastors who have overcome the ordeal of growing up without a father. Here's a preview.
Even when he wasn't in my life, I still felt rejected. Whatever reason it was still rejection from your father and rejection from your mother because everything bad was him.
I think it's important that we begin to demystify how we've got 10-year-olds shooting each other down in the street.
Right.
These are angry little boys who do not see themselves reflected in their own homes, and the stats will really back me up on that. And I think we need to do something. You can't go back and make the man stand up and be a father if he won't be one, but you have to subsidize your life with something.
I always found myself looking to older men for love and just being used by men.
You were looking for something that you should have had.
Yes, yes.
And what was their response, though? Did any man say, look, I'm not your daddy, I can't give you what he should have gave you?
No, because they got what they wanted.
I think she said older men. I was seeking validation from any man, which resulted in an abortion at 16. I lived a life of promiscuity. I didn't want to, but that's all I thought I was worth. So that's all I gave, because that's all I thought I could give or that I had to give. So I was quiet about everything, and I just let them do what they wanted to do and let them play Russian roulette with my body.
There are surrogate fathers that God sends into your life to speak into your life, to fill voids in your life. They could come from the pulpit. It could come from an uncle, a grandfather. The reality is a child is so thirsty that he really doesn't care where it comes from. The father doesn't even have to be in the home. There's such a need for male support and mentoring and open male dialogue that it almost doesn't matter where it comes from as long as you get what you need. And just like we take vitamins to supplement our diet, there are supplemental relationships that come in to fill voids to replace what we didn't get.
It got to the point to where he was no longer a stepfather, he was just my father. And it wasn't just me, it was 4 kids total. He still to this day doesn't have any biological kids of his own. We are all that he knows. We're his children. He raised us. And I grew up with the love and the affection that him and my mom had shown.
My son stayed in trouble. He was fighting in school all the time. And I was a disciplinary. I spanked him and did everything that I could. I tried to teach him things. I gave him his values and all of that. But it didn't keep him from getting in trouble in school. He got suspended for fighting. He would come home, go back, get suspended again. He has changed. He is an AB student now. He hasn't been in a fight in 2 years at school. He hasn't had any referrals. And so I believe that, his father being in his life, helped him to be able to know who he was.
My dad was like the missing piece to my life. I mean, I no longer have to look at other kids with their fathers and be able to talk about their dads and me not be able to say anything and to sit around and watch and be miserable. And fighting, mouthing off was my way of getting my anger out.
I found that my uncle made the difference in that for me. He is a man of great integrity. Not only was he a father, or is he a father figure to me, but also to the other young people in my church and in my community.
You can see the rest of this special 2-part edition of Washington Watch on Christmas Day and New Year's Day at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on TV1.